hide that away. This is a video explaining how to use Casio CW calculators to do time calculations. So first question, how many minutes are there in 3.5 hours? So I can, first of all, if my calculator's not on, press the on button and it may show this screen depending on what it was used for last. If not, press the home button and it will do. Calculates the option we need, so we can just press the OK button and we're in business. So 3, shift button, fraction button, 1 as the numerator, down arrow, 2 as the denominator, and because we are working out how many minutes there are, we need to multiply the number of hours by the number of minutes in an hour, which is 60. So 3.5 times 60 is 210 minutes. Okay, on to the next question. So how many minutes is 225 seconds? So this is where we can use the time button, which is now on the plus, but you have, because it's blue, you have to use the shift key. So we've got 0 shift time button hours, 0 shift time button minutes, and we've got 2 to 5 shift time button seconds. And when I do the execute button, it tells us that that is 3 hours 45 minutes. Not even that, 3 minutes 45 seconds. Or now if I do format again, and this time we change it to go down to mixed fraction, which is what we know as a mixed number. That's not what I was expecting at all. Oh, okay, it should be 3 3/4 minutes. Okay, let's just try. So if I multiply that by, no, let's move on. Okay, next question. 1/4 of 5 hours. So of means multiply, so 1 fraction button, 4 right arrow times 5. That tells me it's 5/4. And if I use the format button here and just put that as sexagesimal, so I go up arrow, sexagesimal is what the time is done in. OK on there, and it tells me that is 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, if you wanted that in minutes, we can just multiply this figure by 60 like we did before, and so that is all 75 minutes. Okay, next question. How many hours are there in 5 days? So 24 hours in a day times 5 days is 120 hours. Okay, you may be given a table like this to complete, so we are converting minutes to hours and hours to minutes. 40 minutes, so that's 40, and if we put it as a fraction, 40/60, because it wants the answer as a fraction. We could simplify that straight away, but the calculator will do it for us, and that tells us it's 2/3. So it's 2/3 of an hour, 2/3. Okay, and going the other way, we've got 2 shift fraction button, and we've got 1/4, so 1 down arrow, 4 for the denominator, and then we need to do right arrow because we need to multiply that by the 60 minutes in an hour, and that tells us that that is 135 minutes. On to the next question. Okay, which is longer, 3/4 of a day or 1,000 minutes? So let's do the 3/4 of a day. So 3 fraction button 4, and we're converting to minutes. Now we know that there are 24 hours in a day, and then there are 60 minutes in an hour. So 3/4 times 24 times 60 should give us the right answer, and that says that it is 1080 minutes, so 3/4 of a day by 80 minutes. Or now if we use the time button again, so if we do 0 shift hours 80 shift minutes, it tells us that is 1 hour 20 minutes. Oh, I must show my working. What I didn't do here was put the calculation we did on the calculator, and obviously the examiner won't be able to see that, so let's do that again. I'm just going to replay back to that calculation. So we said 3/4 times 24 hours times 60 equals 1080. Okay, that should hopefully get me all the marks. And on to the next question. So Samir and Dan ran a race. Samir finishes in 2¼ minutes. Dan finishes in 130 seconds. So we can either convert Samir's time to seconds or Dan's times to minutes. We'll do both to double check. So 2 shift fraction button 1 as the numerator, 2 as the denominator, and we are multiplying that by 60 seconds in a minute, and that tells us that is 150 seconds. So, and if we do 150 and we subtract 130, that'll tell us the difference between Dan and Samir's time, and so that's 20 seconds. So Dan wins by 20 seconds. Let's do it the other way though. So if we do Dan's time in minutes, so we'll do 0 hours, 0 minutes, and 130 seconds, and then we do the execute. That tells us that is that his time was 2 minutes 10 seconds. And 2½ minutes is 2 minutes 30 seconds. So we can see that that agrees with our previous answer, which is good. Okay, so the episodes of a TV soap are each 50 minutes long. Ryan watches 3 episodes together. How long is he watching TV? Give your answer in hours and minutes. So 50 minutes times 3 is 150 minutes. So if we do 0 shift hours 150 shift minutes and then equals, so that is 2 hours 30 minutes or 2½ hours. Okay, so first part of the show starts at 7:45, lasts 35 minutes. What time does it end? So here, because we've got a PM time, we can use 24-hour clock on our calculator. So 7:45 is 19 hours 45. Oops, hold on. Let's go back. I made a mistake there. 19 shift and hours 45 shift and minutes, and then we are adding 0 hours and 35 minutes. You probably already know the answer, but let's just check we're right, and that says that it would be 8:20. So 20:20 or and 12-hour clock, that is 8:20 p.m. So after the first part there is a 20-minute break. The second part lasts for 45 minutes. So I'm going to store this value here. So if I press the variable button, I'm just going to let it go into memory A and store If I go onto my variable again, I can see that that time has been stored in there. I'm going to do AC to clear back to where I was. So I want to add 20 minutes and 45 minutes. So that's 65 minutes. So if I use that previous answer, so I want no hours, and I want 65 shift and minutes. That should hopefully tell us the right time. So just over an hour, so it's going to be 9 something, 9:25. That looks good. So 21:25 or 9:25 p.m. Okay, so John's planning a journey to an airport. He needs to be at the check-in desk by 10:30 a.m. After he wakes up, he needs to allow these times: 30 minutes to get dressed, 20 minutes to eat breakfast, 40 minutes to travel to the airport, 10 minutes to find check-in desk. What's the latest time he can wake up to be at the check-in desk by 10:30 a.m.? So let's add up all of these times. So we've got a 30, and we've got a 20, and we've got a 40, and we've got a 10, and that is 100 minutes. So we can now look at the 10:30 time that needs to be there. So 10 hours 30 minutes, and we need to subtract 0 hours and 100 minutes, and that should tell us the latest he can leave. So 8:50 a.m. Yep, 8:50 a.m. Okay. So Molly goes to the match. The match starts at 5:30. It finishes an hour and 45 minutes later. It will take her 3 hours 30 minutes to travel home. Will she be home by 10? Well, just looking at it, we've got 3 hours and 1 hour. 1 hour and 3 hours is 4 hours. So that take her to 9:30. 9:30 plus 30 is 10. That'd be 10:45. So I think there's not a chance. Let's put in our working. So 5:30 p.m. plus 1 hour 45 minutes equals, let's do that on the calculator. So 5 shift and time, 30 shift and time, plus 1 hour 45 minutes equals, so that'd be 7:15, and then 7:15 plus 3 hours 30, and so we can just do the plus here. 3 shift and hours, 30 shift and time button for minutes, and that tells us 10:45. (10:45 p.m.) Okay, and we'll stop there.